Yeah, good morning. Good morning to
Good
all.
morning. On behalf of Center of Excellence, Kamdhenu University, Ukai, Gujarat, we are welcoming our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. N.H. Kelawala, sir.
Welcome, sir.
Good morning to all.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Aditya. Very well
Good
done.
morning.
hmm.
Yeah. So, sir, we can start with the inaugural session. We can brief about the university and about the MOOC course, and we have a presentation, PowerPoint presentation, and then we will be
Okay.
having the e-lighting ceremony and your inaugural address, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, so we welcome all the participants to this national level massively open online course organized by Kamdhenu University, Center of Excellence, Ukai, Gujarat. Uh, yeah, now Dr. Smith will brief a few words, few lines about the MOOC course.
Yeah, as I told earlier, aquarium is an transparent tank and a bowl of an artificial pool where live fishes and other aquatic animals are kept. India is having a huge opportunity in the for breeding of the domestic fishes as well as for export orientation market. The purpose behind organizing massive open online course is just to develop a young entrepreneurship in this field of ornamental fish industry. Today we have with us Dr. N.H. Kelawala sir, our course teachers Dr. Sajid Khan sir, Dr. Ritesh Borichangar sir, Ashish Jha sir, Ajit Chaudhary sir, Vivek Srivastav sir, Prakash Parmar sir, and not but least Dr. M. Krishnan sir. He is a retired scientist and HOD of Extension and Statistics and Economics Division, CIF Mumbai. Then Kamdhenu University, the Center of was established by the government of, it is a state level university which is located at Gandhinagar, Gujarat. It was established in 2009 by the Act of 2009 of Government of Gujarat and focuses on veterinary, animal and dairy and fisheries sector. The university has established incorporated by the Gujarat state government as a teaching and affiliated university for development of veterinary, dairy and fishes, the state of Gujarat, and adjacent of learning, research and dissemination of finding of research in the state of Gujarat. Center of Excellence in Kamdhenu University brings together the researchers, the training facility for the multiple disciplines of aquaculture at UKAI. It provides a key for applied research and R&D opportunities to enable freshwater aquaculture research portfolio to embrace the entire innovation development in the pipeline. Technical advances in the aquaculture are critical for the development of economic development of the sector and the state, achieved through collaborative institutional, academic, and industrial research effort. Center of Excellence every month is organizing different training program, hands-on training program, and webinar to explore the possibilities of the fisheries sector, and it reached to the farmers, fishermen, entrepreneurs, and students to develop and state of art. There are some glimpses of past organized training program, which is at Ukai, somewhat is Himmatnagar, and we are got a huge response from the farmer. Many of the farmers have started with the entrepreneurship after attending the program. So thank you very much, sir, for my inaugural words. I invite Dr. Kelawala sir for lighting ceremony.
Yeah.
Very good morning to one and all. Thank you, Dr. Smith, for giving overview of Kamdhenu University. On behalf of Kamdhenu University, all the speakers and participants, especially Dr. Krishnan sir, who is retired head of Department of Economics, CFA Mumbai, and is going to deliver how to mobilize loans, as it is very important. Yesterday also, our finance minister already told about MSME and everything, how to give loans. So he's going to speak on how to mobilize loans. Kamdhenu University officers, Dr. Deepak Patil, who is Director of Research of the University, Dr. Praveen Vatalia, Director of Extension of Education of Kamdhenu University, Kamdhenu University family, along with guest speaker, Dr. Sajid Yusufzai, Associate Professor and Head, Department of Aquaculture, College of Fisheries Science, Junagadh Agriculture University, Verawal, Dr. Bori Changar, Associate Professor and Nodal Officer, College of Fisheries Science, Navsari Agriculture University, Navsari, Dr. Ashish Kumar Jha, Senior Scientist, CIFT, Vidya, Verawal, Dr. Ajit Chaudhary, Scientist, Regional Center of SIFA, Anand, Dr. Prakash Parmar, Assistant Professor, Department of Aquaculture, College of Fisheries Science, Junagadh Agriculture University, Verawal, Course Director, Dr. Smith Lende, Course Coordinator, Dr. Aditya Patel, who is Director of Information Technology of Kamdhenu University, Dr. Vivek Srivastav. All participants, I have come to know that more than 200 participants registered for this MOOC course. They are from ICR, as well as all SAs, entrepreneurs, companies, representatives, and my dear students. As you know very well, this COVID-19 pandemic has changed our life of entire world. However, by means of this video conferencing, as an ultimate solution to connect with remote workers, students, and employees, and at the same time, it prevents direct contact with the people. It's a need of the hour, need of the days, and need of the century now. Yesterday only, our present, as per the present scenario of pandemic COVID-19, our Prime Minister has uttered that world has taught us regarding Atmanirbhar Bharat. And in our ancient books also, it has been mentioned Aisa Pantha. And also we will have to make our habit to live with this type of situation, and answer for this is to participate in that type of activities. Means even during the period of lockdowns, Kamdhenu University remains open 24/7 by organizing such type of courses for the benefits of all concerned with regards to field related with veterinary, dairy, and fisheries. Kamdhenu University coming up with MOOC on ornamental entrepreneurship development, which will be for all aquarists. As you know, that aquascaping is an art and essential for becoming good entrepreneur. This short course helps students, young entrepreneurs, and aspiring hobbyists to become effective managers of aquarium industry and fulfills dreams of our Prime Minister to make Atmanirbhar Bharat. You must be wondering, what is this MOOC? It is a massive, open, online course and is a free web-based distance learning program that is designed for the participation of a large number of geography dispersed students. MOOC may be patterned on a college or MOOCs provide an affordable and flexible way to learn new skills, advance your career, and deliver quality educational experience at scale. We, the Kamdhenu University, organize this type of book courses on regular basis. Keeping colorful and fancy fishes known as ornamental fishes, aquarium fishes, or live jewels is one of the oldest and most popular hobbies in the world. The growing interest in aquarium fishes has resulted in steady increase in aquarium fish made globally. India possesses a great diversity of fishes, several of which are very much suitable for ornamental purpose. However, India's contribution to international ornamental fish trade is negligible, standing at only 1.6 million US dollar, ranking 31st in the world. These are as per the data of 2016. Indian ornamental fish sector has tremendous scope for development, considering its wide fish resource, both the freshwater and marine fish species. Ornapreneurship development is the means of enhancing the knowledge and skill about aquarium management and its related activity through several classroom coaching program and training. The main point of the development process is to strengthen and increase the number of entrepreneurships. This MOOC is on ornamental development process, helps new firms or ventures get better in achieving their goals, improve business and nation's economy. Another essential factor of this process is to improve the capacity to manage, develop, and build a business enterprise, keeping in mind the risk related to it. In this context, the 4 days MOOC course on ornapreneurship development is organized by inviting almost 8 experts, learned speakers to provide their evidence-based insights to develop young entrepreneurs, especially ornapreneurs in country. I'm very happy to inaugurate this MOOC and wish all the participants to do their best and keep yourself healthy by following government guidelines, not only during these days, but follow it throughout your life. And also thank all the speakers for sharing their knowledge for the benefit of all participants, and utmost thanks to my KU family, especially course director Dr. Smith Lende and course coordinator Dr. Aditya Patel. Once again, on behalf of Kamdhenu University, I welcome all the speakers, all the participants. Thank you very much, and all the best to all of you. Jai Hind, Jai Jai Garvi Gujarat, Bharat Mata ki Jai.
Thank you very much, sir, for throwing in beam of light to our participant. Thank you very much to Dr. D.B. Patil, sir, and our Director of Extension Education, Dr. Watalia, sir. Now, sir, can we start with session, sir?
Yeah, you can very well start.
Yeah.
Hello,
thank you.
Good morning, Dr. Yusufzai. Good morning. I think your audio is, you are not audible. Yusufzai, Dr. Yusufzai, good morning.
Yes, sir. How are you? Good morning, sir.
Fine. How the things are going in Veraval?
It's all fine, sir.
All is well?
It's going good, sir.
Okay, fine. Okay. Now, Dr. Smith, start.
Yeah. So I request Dr. S.I. Yusufzai, sir, HOD Aquaculture Division, College of Fisheries, JU Veraval, with his topic, sir. Sir, please welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm really happy to the authorities of Kamdhenu University, in particular Dr. Kelawala sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Kamdhenu University, Director of Research, Dr. Patil sir, Dr. Watalia sir, Dr. Aditya Patel sir, and my dear Smith, and all the faculty members of Kamdhenu University, Gandhinagar, for giving me this privilege to open this very first session of this very important training program, which is really going to help so many people in really better ways. I also welcome all the participants who are listening to me today. Before starting my presentation, I would like to inform, or I would like to do a brief introduction. Hello. Yeah, so I'm hello to Dr. Krishnan sir also. I've heard his name so many times, but this is the first time that I am personally able to meet or interact with him. It will be really a good interaction, him being here present. I am Dr. S.I. Yusufzai, working as Associate Professor and Head of Department of Aquaculture at College of Fisheries Science under Junagadh Agricultural University at Veraval. I did my graduation from this college only in 1999, BFSc. Then I joined College of Fisheries, Ratnagiri as a master's student, and then completed my PhD from there. Then later on, I joined as SRF at TMBRS Mumbai, and then Tarapurwala Marine Biological Research Station. And then afterwards, I joined BISEG at Gandhinagar. I was there for some time. It's a prestigious institute of e-governance, and now it has become a national institute. And then again, I came back to complete the full circle to join as a faculty member at College of Fisheries, Veraval. So this is a story in very short. Then my specialization actually is on fish nutrition and feed technology, and also I am working on certain projects on fish genetics and biotechnology as well. And this particular topic, actually, at the onset, I would like to make a clarification. I'm no expert about ornamental fishes, but then for any layman you see or you consider, when you talk about fisheries or fishes, the first impression would be colorful fishes in his mind. So definitely this is the topic of great importance, and I have tried to prepare a kind of updated presentation. I hope you will enjoy. So let me please start with this presentation. Okay.
Yes, sir. You can present your entire screen. Present now and entire screen.
Okay. Yesterday it was happening. I don't know why.
Yeah. Bottom right side, there is a button, present now. Click on that and present your entire screen.
Well, that is not happening actually. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Is it fine, sir, now?
Yeah, it will. Yeah, now it is working. Yeah. You can play your presentation full screen. Yeah.
Is it visible?
Yeah, visible, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you. So here we are. Ornamental fish culture, current status and further scope. You see, ornamental fishes are like living jewels. You know, they're moving or living jewels. They have a really the value, their own intrinsic value, aesthetic value as well as monetary value attached with them. And when we talk about ornamental fish keeping, it is one of the most popular hobbies. I mean, some people may argue that photography may be one of the most, or say, top most popular hobbies. But then after that, or maybe at par with that, ornamental fish keeping is a major popular hobby around the globe. And you know, the setting up of an aquarium is relatively inexpensive. It's very much easy. So anyone can start with a small jar or pot, putting a small fish into it, and then gradually that can be increased to greater levels. So it is really relatively inexpensive, and it can be set in any location, in any corner of your home. And as per one estimate, about 10% people across the world keep aquarium in their homes. So it has its own value. It has spiritual value. It has, to some people, it has like vastu point of view. So there are different people, and they have different inclinations, or they have different sort of affinities for different reasons. To prefer setting up of an aquarium or to have an aquarium in their homes or businesses. Actually, when we compare it with food fish, you know, current production of global food fish as per the FAO 2018 data, which are the recent ones by FAO, it is like 171 million metric tons of total fish production actually, and almost about 160 million metric tons are used for food fishes. But when you compare those food fishes with ornamental fish, definitely ornamental fishes have an edge in, sort of their price value is much higher. You see, at times it may be 100 times more price it can fetch as compared to the food fishes. And particularly marine ornamentals, they are the price catch. They are about 10 times costlier as compared to freshwater ornamental fishes. And why you can judge why there is a price difference, because marine ornamentals are like, they're definitely having vivid colors and then bright shining and all, and then actually they're not easy to upkeep also as compared to freshwaters. The ornamental fish culture and breeding activity is possible also on large scale, I would say, and also on a small scale basis. Actually, most of the times we justify or to promote this activity in rural areas or in certain communities which are almost backward. We say that anyone can do it, and even a small scale people can go. However, I'm of the opinion that if we wish to increase our part in global ornamental fish keeping business or ornamental fish culture business, export business, definitely we need to move towards a large scale culture. But then that point will come in furthermore slides. In addition, it provides good opportunity to even small entrepreneurs, as our main theme is making of ornapreneurs. That's really a wonderful term coined by Smith or people at Kamdhenu University. It's a beautiful term. So definitely, if somebody wants to make a startup, this is the best option available for everyone. So then we're talking about ornamental fish. So what is ornamental fish? What can be a fish which we can define it as an ornamental fish? So generally speaking, the major points to consider or to make it as an ornamental fish is it is having an attractive look with beautiful coloration. It has adaptability to live in a small confined areas. It must be of peaceful nature and should have compatibility to live with other fishes. Ready acceptability for artificial feed or the feed which is provided by the keeper. And there are different sizes of fish available which we can consider as ornamental fishes. So as per the size of the aquarium and the purpose, whether it is a home aquarium or business aquarium, it must be of suitable size. So these are the actually the points which may be comprised, a fish may have to consider it as an ornamental fish. However, there is a point of caution that these are not the only points. Actually, any fish can be an ornamental fish. All right. So a fish may not be attractive. A fish may not be having such coloration. A fish may not be so peaceful. It may not be having adaptability to certain conditions where it can live. Still, it can be of ornamental value. So there are innumerable fishes of different sizes and colors and shapes. You can see these pictures. All these can be termed as ornamental fishes. Definitely, it has a picture of arowana. It's the most prized fish. But then you can consider a rope fish, a puffer fish, knife fish, tie-track eel, even a seahorse. These are all having their intrinsic ornamental value. So any fish can be an ornamental fish, provided that a person must be able to keep it in under a controlled environment. Now, actually, whatever we are talking in terms of say trade or business, because it's fine as a hobbyist, we can do it, but to satisfy our hobby or to make our hobby possible, to complete our hobby, we are trying to make certain expenses, and in that way we are contributing to the economy. So actually it's a big industry and it has a great global perspective. So what is it? So there are so many numbers of freshwater and marine organisms, which may not include just a fish. Fish is not the only thing which is considered ornamental. Apart from that, there are so many invertebrates, so many plants, turtles, salamanders even, frogs. These may be of the ornamental value. Another major consideration of this ornamental fish industry is it's a high value and low volume business. This is the peculiarity of this particular industry. The fishes are traded in low volume in the sense as compared to the food fishes, so almost like 4% or less than 4% of the total global fisheries production may be considered for ornamental trade value as live fishes. So here, still, even it's low volume, it has a very high monetary value associated with it. It is fast gaining importance across the globe due to its tremendous economic opportunities and prospects. The trade is very much going on. The trade is growing at more than 10% of annual growth rate globally. So this is one of the most important industries in terms of growth. No other sector grows at such a huge growth rate. So another thing is, it is the industry which moves the greatest number of animals globally. No such any other industry is there, especially those associated with animals or movement or say rearing of animals, either terrestrial or aquatic. So this is the industry which moves the greatest number of animals globally from one place to other in live form, I'm saying. And it involves more than 2 million people, both directly and indirectly, which also include hobbies, and this number may be more. So this is the estimate which I have put here is it may be a conservative one. And finally, because of there was a film called Nemo, and there was a character called Dory the fish. That was the another Hollywood film for viewership of especially for children. So actually, because of that, the fishes, particularly say anemone fish, these were very much popularized. But at the same time, when something is getting popular and something is increasing its value, there are increasing chances of legislation and attention from advocacy groups. So now people are very much vigilant to protect the environmental interests of the fishes of the region. So these considerations are required to be taken into our it requires our urgent attention. Another thing is value-wise, if we see, inclusive of retail sales, associated materials, wages, and non-exported product, the total global value of this industry is around 15 to 30 billion US dollars annually. Actually, there are so many different data available, but if we look at them, the value lies between 50 to 30 billion per year. That is what is an agreeable value. That is what I am finding. The average global annual growth rate, which I already was informed, that is more than 10%. and I mean, as per certain estimates, it is like 14%, or some reports say like it's about 20%. So conservative one, if we consider, it is 10% or more than 10% since so many years. And the ratio of sales of fish to dry goods, this is very important consideration. It is 1:3, which is generally factored in when we consider actual total ornamental fish industry. So when we say 30 billion per year of growth, so one part of it is actual live fishes, and another other remaining parts are of ancillary industries like toys or other accessories, say filters and all. Now let's see the composition of ornamental fish in global trade. Species, as per certain estimates, around say 2,500 species are traded annually. As per the recent paper I was referring to, it was by Joshi et al. From Farai, 2018. There's a good publication. They have mentioned that global fish species till now, it's an approximate value of all these global fish species are like 33,000 numbers. Out of these 33,000 fish species, around 7,000 or 8,000 approximate, this is my approximation, are of ornamental value. And out of these, around 2,500 species are traded annually as ornamental fishes, and which involves more than 100 or 125 or 100, even up to 150 countries in the ornamental fish trade. If you consider individual numbers, on a global scale, it is estimated that 1.3 billion ornamental fishes are traded as per this estimate by King 2019. So 1.3 billion live ornamental fishes are traded annually. And if you consider the living medium, so 9 out of 10 fishes originate from fresh waters and remaining are from marine waters. So like 85, 90%, about 90% of trade depends on fishes of freshwater origin. And another important consideration for ornamental fish trade is that number of fish species are commonly traded, which are commonly traded, are often much lower. And because people may not identify them exactly, there are chances that many of people, they wrongly identify it as a separate species. However, it may be of the same species or same group of species. So because of that, it is this number of fish species are heavily skewed towards only certain families. Now the next, if we concentrate again on this composition of ornamental fish through global trade, tropical freshwater fishes contribute 80 to 90% of the world market. As I already said, like 90% are the fishes originated from freshwater, and out of these 90%, again 80 to 90% are of tropical origin, and then rest of them being supported by marine water species. In case of freshwater ornamental fishes, 90% trade comes from aquaculture, and the remaining 10% are from wild collections. But the position is quite contrasting when we consider marine ornamental fishes, because they have a complex breeding cycle. It is not easy to breed them in captivity. So that because of that, 90% of marine ornamental species are wild caught. However, only 10% are captive bred. And then when you look at freshwater fishes about captive breeding, the scenario is quite different, because it's easier to breed them in captivity. So about 90% of freshwater fish species in trade are captive bred, while between 5 and 10% are being wild caught. So this is the difference between freshwater ornamental fish origin as well as originated from marine waters. So these are some of the most preferred or most used species across the globe for which are of freshwater origin: rasboras, barbs, carps, freshwater sharks, danio. So these are all the fishes which are very colorful and people are preferring them, which are easily available. So another perspective is less than 13 ornamental fishes. When we're talking about captive fish breeding, there are only less than 30 marine ornamental fish species which are being captive bred in significant volumes. See, this is the estimate. These are all estimates, and actually, particularly in terms of ornamental fishes, the recent ones are difficult to find. And actually, it's very complex. Data are not easily available, and whatever data are available, they are very much older. So still, I've tried to find out certain recent references, and based on that, I'm speaking all these points. Between 130 marine species bred in captivity, these are reported by hobbyists. However, only less than 10% of these fishes have reached a commercial scale. And market segment wise, if we look, there are major 3 segments: fishes of freshwater origin, temperate water origin, and marine ornamentals. So freshwater origin fishes are from both tropical as well as temperate freshwater, which are in use or which are popular among the hobbies. And most of the fishes are of tropical freshwater origin, and the examples of these fishes which are very much popular are guppies or neon tetra, and majority of these are found in Asia. Temperate freshwater fishes such as koi carp and goldfish, which are which prefer colder waters or colder temperatures, they are often kept in outdoor ponds and considered to be easier to manage, accounts for 45% of trade, and majority of them are farmed. That means they are under aquaculture. Marine ornamentals, they consist primarily of reef species, on which include fish, invertebrates, as well as corals. Yes, corals are also farmed in Indonesia and those Southeast Asian nations. And apart from that, wild collection also happens. The examples are clownfishes, the popular one. When we talk about business, we must consider the presence of who are the players and what they are doing. So major players in this business are United States, the United Kingdom, Germany, Japan, France, and Netherlands. So US and European Union, they hold the major chunk of this business, and they are holding the most important value for exporters. That means they are the biggest importers. The US alone is believed to account for half of the global trade in marine ornamental fishes. So it's a significant value. And about, as per estimates, there are almost 7.2 million houses in USA and 3.2 million in European Union, which have aquarium inside. So because of that, this trade is growing. Let's talk about exporters. So Singapore is considered to be the most significant hub for the global trade. And actually, not all the fishes are originated in Singapore. Countries like ours, we do send our fishes, we do export our fishes for packing in Singapore, and from there it gets its brand value. And then from there on, they are repacked and exported mainly to US and European Union. Indonesia, Philippines, Sri Lanka, and Maldives, as well as countries such as Brazil, Israel, and the Czech Republic, are among the other top exporting countries. I already discussed, like USA, Europe, and Japan, they hold the major chunk of this ornamental fish business, and they hold more than 65% of the import value, which are exported from Asia. Top 5 importers of freshwater fish into the European Union are UK, Germany, Netherlands, France, and Belgium. They import from so many different countries, like more than 25 or 30 countries. And these are the values in euro, in millions, and percentage of total freshwater imports. UK holds a very much significant value in terms of total percentage of total freshwater fish imports, followed by Germany, Netherlands, France, and Belgium. When we talk about marine fish imports in the EU, European Union, again, UK holds first rank, followed by Germany, Netherlands, Italy, and France. Total global import-export business in ornamental fishes are to the tune of $271 million US as total import value, and 304 million US as export value. These are the data of 2015. Recent data I'm unable to find. Largest importer is USA, and it has imported fishes to the tune of almost 50 million US, followed by the other countries. Import to European Union, if we consider, European Union member states imported ornamental fish from 58 different non-European Union countries and territories around the world. Top exporters, as I already explained, is Singapore, followed by other countries. And Singapore accounted for almost 20% by value of all fish entering into the European Union. Let's consider the case of India. So where we are, anywhere to see, anywhere to find. Total export of ornamental fish from India stood at around 42 tons. These are the MPTA data available on their website, valued at around 8.4 crore. That equals to almost a value of $1 million US. If you consider the offset value of US in recent times, so this is negligible, nothing as compared to the other nations. Let's see about top 10 exporters of ornamental fish to the EU. So Singapore, Israel, Japan, Indonesia, Thailand, Lanka. These are all the countries which export majority of their fishes into the European Union. When we talk about Indian perspective or Indian scenario, we must look at the resources available with us, which provides major habitats for ornamental fishes. So we have really wonderful resources, vast stretches of lagoons and coral reef in Lakshadweep and Minicoy Islands, or Andaman and Nicobar Islands. We have rich sources of marine ornamental fishes along Gulf of Kutch, even in wearable waters where we are situated. Lucrative business can happen with marine ornamental fishes. So many good marine ornamental fishes are available. Then coast of Kerala, Gulf of Mannar and Park Bay. These are abound with highly attractive and varied number of ornamental fishes. In case of brackish water fishes, we have vast brackish water coastal areas where so many important fishes such as pearl spot, orange chromid, Indian glassfish, these are available, which may be considered for ornamental fish trade. And the major chunk of freshwater fishes, we have vast areas of major river systems, hill streams, reservoirs and lakes, particularly rivers of northeast states and the Himalayan streams, all the environment we have in India, cold water fishes, warm water fishes, marine water fishes, brackish water fishes. So we have an abundant variety of ornamental fish species. Let's consider about the indigenous varieties of ornamental fishes. We have 195 indigenous varieties reported from Northeast region and Western Ghats. And actually, these indigenous varieties are mostly sought by the importers across the globe. Our export business holds value just because of these indigenous varieties. About 400 species from marine ecosystems are also recorded. And if you look at our status of ornamental fish business, already we have looked at the grim reality that the business is not doing well, particularly for ornamental fish business, even though we have so many vast resources available in our country. So it can be actually generalized into two categories, our Indian business: domestic trade and export trade. Domestic trade is mainly dominated by exotic species such as goldfish, angel, platy, guppy, molly, which are not of Indian origin actually. So many years back they were introduced into India. And about almost 95% of the export trade is contributed by the indigenous ornamental fishes of India. So you can understand how much value it holds. We have enormous diversity of fishes available in our waters, which are of ornamental value, great ornamental value. However, our share in the global ornamental fish trade is very much negligible. It is even less than 1% of the global trade. Major fishes exported from India are wild varieties from rivers of Northeast and Western Ghats. About 85% to the total export of all these types of ornamental fishes from the country are of indigenous varieties. Our own ornamental fish trade mostly deals with freshwater fishes, like domestic market we're talking. So almost 90% we are depending, or we are doing business of freshwater fishes in our domestic market, and out of these 98% fishes are cultured. That's a good thing, and only 2% are captured from the wild. The remaining 10% of the marine fishes are like, out of these 98% are captured and 2% are cultured. Let's look at another angle. So majority of the ornamental fish breeders in India, because when we talk about aquaculture, we should give importance to breeders. So what is the situation of breeding or breeders in India? So majority of these ornamental fish breeders in our country, they breed exotic fishes, and very few breed indigenous marine or brackish water fish. Why? We need to find answer. Goldfish has the highest preference among hobbies. Hence, its breeding dominates the Indian ornamental fish sector. And apart from common live-bearer fishes or varieties, our breeders, they do prefer to breed highly specialized varieties such as Oscar, flowerhorn, tetras, discus, and cichlids. Our 90% of the export of ornamental fish business, it goes from Kolkata port, 8% from Mumbai, and followed by 2% from Chennai. When we discuss about goldfishes, these are the different varieties of goldfishes, and people are preferring very much almost any of the aquarium we find, freshwater aquarium in our country. At least one variety of goldfish will be there, and even any layman would be able to say that this is a goldfish in an aquarium. Dr. Jain from CIFE, actually, he was working there as a principal scientist, and then got his new venture established in Rajasthan. he is really a very active person in Indian scenario when we talk about ornamental fish trade. As per his saying, he has categorized ornamental fishes on price base. So there are 3 or 4 categories he has made: low value fishes of 15 to 50 rupees each, and it has 60% preference of people of our country. It includes fishes such as goldfish, koi, shark, gurami, barbs, tetra, and live bearers such as mollies, guppies, platies. Another category is of medium value of rupees 50 to 200 rupees each of the fish, and it has 31% preference. And it also includes bigger size goldfishes or sharks, guramis. Then there are fishes which fetches higher values of like 200 to 2000 rupees each. It comprises of silver dollars, parrot, flower horns, varieties of discus, certain varieties of cichlids, marine ornamental fishes, and very less preference is given. Why? Because it is a price-based consideration.
Sir, 1 minute. Sir, your presentation is not visible to our audience, sir.
Okay. Is it from this slide only, or?
Since from last 3-4 slides, we are not able to see your presentation, sir. Actually, someone has interrupted in that. He has started presenting himself. That's why your screen has gone, sir.
Okay, let me just check.
So you can try to present your present now entire screen. You can try to do it again.
I'm doing it. Is it visible?
Yeah, working.
Now it's
in process.
Yeah.
Was this the slide? You just, Smith, please tell me which one was the slide?
This one is okay now.
This was there?
Yeah.
So that is fine.
Now,
which was the last slide? I spoke so many slides, right? So which was the last slide you were able to see?
From this slide, top 10 exporters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. So this I was explaining about our fisheries resources of marine, freshwater, and brackish water origin. And then I explained about indigenous varieties of freshwater as well as marine water systems. Then we saw status in terms of trade, domestic and export trade. Domestic trade dominated by exotic fishes, and rest of the 95% of trade was contributed by indigenous ornamental fishes of India. Then enormous diversity share, which I explained. So this was like major fishes exported from India comprised of indigenous fishes, and our ornamental domestic fish trade mostly deals with freshwater fishes, and remaining 10% are marine fishes, right? This was the status in terms of majority of fish breeders. You know, I was explaining about breeders. So they breed exotic fishes, and only very few breed indigenous fish. Goldfish has the highest preference, and apart from common live fishes varieties, Oscar, tetras, discus, and cichlids, they are most preferred among the breeders. And our trade-wise, Kolkata exports 90% of the total fishes, followed by Mumbai and Chennai. And as most of our people, they prefer goldfishes in so many aquariums across the nation, across the homes. These are the different varieties of goldfishes. Is it visible now, Smith?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
All right, fine. And categorization of ornamental fishes, I was explaining that low value, medium value, and high value fishes. So 15 to 50 rupees each. People prefer, 60% prefer it. 30, almost more than 30% people prefer medium value fishes, which fetches 50 to 200 rupees each. And very less preference are given towards high value fishes of say varieties of discus, lobsters, certain varieties of cichlids, arowana, flower horn, marine ornamental fishes. They may be having more than 2,000 rupees each value. So then we are just moving towards our completion of our lecture. 3-4 more slides to see. So what are the major challenges of this sector? So first one is this sector is not organized, very less organized or not organized at all. If it is not organized, who will listen to the demands or grievances of this sector? So there is a big need to organize this sector as what shrimp farmers have organized themselves. They have one voice, you know. They have different members associated under the umbrella of certain groups. Such group is very much needed with powerful voices. Then branding. When the importers consider purchasing fish from India, what they will consider, what is the brand value? We don't have any more big brand value. That's why what we are doing, we are sending our fishes to Singapore, they are repegging it, and the same fishes, they are getting higher prices because people prefer to purchase fish from Singapore rather than the same fish it will prefer to get from India. So this branding we need to create, because most of our trade is unorganized. People are doing it on a small scale, and there are poor hygienes and sanitation. So that is the reason we need to create our branding. Then only we can attract the attention of global buyers. And trade statistics, if you consider, it's very much poor. You know, in that way, in what way I'm saying, when you try to find data about any, recent exports or imports, there are no data to found. There are no data to find. So only MPDA supplies a few meager screening data. That's not enough. As you know, there are so many good organizations in UK and Europe. They keep all the minute details of the trade happening. They have actually their port of entry for the fishes which are coming into their nations, and they record everything, right from what species, what date of origin from the country of what date it came from, country of origin, reaching data. All these things are there, but in our scenario, in our country, I don't think that is there very much to find, at least not available easily. And then varieties and quality wise also, what we are doing business with, less priced varieties, and then quality of these fishes, quality of the rearing environment, that is also not up to the mark. So these are the challenges what our sector, ornamental fish sector, is facing. Another big consideration of, it's challenging consideration is we don't have any high value fish breeding and culture program going on. Certain research institutes, they have done their part. There is no doubt about it. So many good institutes, research institutes, as part of their projects, they have tried to breed and they have got certain amount of success as well. But then there is no focused approach towards high value fish breeding program and its culture. And because of that, because of that or due to that, I can say that there is lack of technology or lack of technology is there, or facilities are developed, and because of that, this results in the failure or no such further measure. When we talk about institutional support, there is no major research and development support, particularly for this sector. Right. There were previously certain schemes offered by ICR, offered by NFDB, but then it's not that much of value when we look into the scenario of global aspects. Financially also supports are nowhere to find for this sector. Dr. Krishnan is here. He will explain it in great detail about that. He's the right person to explain it. And then primary production facilities, if you consider, there are huge issues of quality control, hygiene and sanitation and quarantine. Where is the quarantine facility? Who is offering? People are knowing? I don't think people are aware about these things. So actually, we need to raise the knowledge base of producers. Most of our producers are having or applying traditional methods, but then they need to move towards scientific management and scientific temperament they require to bring in. You see, when we talk about countries such as Singapore, Indonesia, Thailand, these are the countries where their farmers have transformed themselves into scientific, and they have brought about changes because of adoption of scientific technologies, and they have transformed themselves from small scale farmers to large scale farmers. So this is the reason, and this is what we can follow. Other things to be taken into consideration are like we don't have actually dedicated research institute, particularly doing research and development activities for ornamental fishes of any origin. That is lacking, and that we need to somehow get sanction of. We need to develop, or we need to further the agenda of an entrepreneurship development programs in this field, and this MOOC training itself is one of such initiatives we can consider in these grave times of COVID-19 situation. We need to imbibe more skills among the people, among the target technicians. Skill development was for last 2 years. People are, government is also focusing on skill development. Many of the programs are going on, and still more requires to be done. Then another important thing, incentives are required for export promotion. There are so many other types of incentives are given to different business sectors. But when we consider the case of ornamental fishes or ornamental fish business, there are no such major incentives which requires to be there, which requires to be offered by the government or policy making people. And then on part of ourselves, we need to be more we need to give more efforts towards quality assurance and welfare activities. This only will suffice the further development of ornamental fish sector for India. And finally, there are silver linings always. So for our own domestic sector, our current market sector, domestic aquarium market, is of 300 crore rupees. And it would grow to 1,200 crores in next 10 years. This is the assumption, and this is a really wonderful assumption, taking into the consideration that currently only 1.25% of the urban households have an aquarium at their home. If this market is almost, say, only 5% is growing, definitely it will grow to the tune of 1,200 crores in next 10 years, or even maybe more. So we have a great potential just if we can focus on our own domestic market. Other than that, there are vast scopes for export of these indigenous varieties of fishes, provided that more focus or more concentration to be given on breeding of our indigenous varieties, not just depending on wild catch fishes. So this is it from myself. This is a very good Sanskrit Subhashit I could find from, if I'm not wrong, from Rig Veda. It is Uchyaso Mahati Saubhagya. Mahan Saubhagya ke liye uthiye. Get up for the big fortunes. Fortunes are waiting for you. You just need to take great efforts. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you. This is it from my side. Over to you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir, for throwing a beam of light on the ornamental. As we know that this is a kind of the rainbow revolution, which will sustain our ornamental industry by breeding and all the aspects. Thank you very much, sir, for your wonderful presentation. Now session is open for discussion. If anyone is having any question, he is free to ask.
Yeah, questions are always welcome, and especially if it is an interactive session, we may enrich ourselves by sharing our ideas. And maybe I would like to invite comments from Krishnan sir also.
Yeah.
He may give more insights into that, sir.
Very nice presentation, Professor. I enjoyed your presentation. The overview was excellent, and you have covered the importance of this sector so well from the point of view of the various species that are available for culture and for development and for marketing also, and how the various markets, both abroad as well as at home, are responding. And you have also touched upon the scope of the domestic market. That is very important. Because in the post-COVID environment, that becomes a very, very important aspect because we don't know how the international market is going to behave. So therefore, the domestic markets will be getting more priority because our Prime Minister also has emphasized on purchase of local products, be Indian, buy Indian. So that is the new slogan which has been propounded by our Prime Minister. So therefore, you have touched upon all the areas in a comprehensive manner. And thank you very much for giving us this opportunity. I am sure that the youngsters who have been listening to this presentation have really understood the background of the ornamental fish trade, as well as the scope that is there for them to enter this trade, as well as use this opportunity to enhance their livelihoods and incomes. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Actually, we are facing some problem to rejoin our several participants. That is actually that is the problem from the network side or the domain side. I told to majority of participants that don't be a panic. We will share the today's presentation PPT as well as the recording of this will be uploaded on the YouTube channel. I think. All the participants have enjoyed the session. Thank you very much, sir.
Smith, I would request Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, Dr. Khilawala, sir, to please say a few words. That will be kind of inspiration for us.
I think Khilawala, sir.
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah. Dr. Sajid.
Sir.
Really, throughout the lecture, I was there.
Thank you, sir.
I mean, some of the things I'm knowing being a Dean of Fisheries Science in Navsari, but you have recapitulated all the things. And then when I come to know that what the ornamental fish can be done, what I want to say is now it is coming up, and it is now status symbol to have aquarium in home.
Yes,
But
sir.
as per the Vastu Pujan or Vastu Shastra, how many fishes are to be kept, which type of fishes are to be kept, goldfish, how many fishes can be kept inside, what will happen if fish dies? So means I am wondering every time, and I am asking every time to Dr. Smith also. Suppose now fish become part of our life. Even if I am keeping aquarium at my home, and any fish dies, I am really feeling very bad, and I am excited to how that fish dies. So this is just means new field for me, but I have really enjoyed your
Thank you.
presentation. And
Thank you.
as Dr. Smith told that we will upload these lectures to for the benefit of all, and we are going to organize this such type of MOOCs in near future too at frequent intervals. Thank
Thank
you very much, Dr. Sajid.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
thank you.
So